Strat-O-Matic Excel Carryover League. Brought to you by the Shrimp Troll.
(1973 to 1976). Welcome back, baseball fans, to 1973-76 Carryover League. We got a curious scheduling game today. The Portland expansion team versus the Arizona Diamondbacks. And why am I broadcasting this? And I really wasn't, because these teams have losing records. But we have a story. Yes, we have a story. And today's story is the Arizona Diamondbacks. I got to take you through their schedule. Here we go. Arizona opened up the season against the Phillies. Yep, the Phillies right here. And dropped 3 straight. Then they play the Pirates and drop 3 straight. They're now 0-6. Then they play the Colorado Rockies and got swept 4 straight. That's right. Arizona started 0-10, one of the worst starts I've ever had. I don't remember actually an 0-10, to be quite honest. I think I'm 1-9 maybe. But they started 0-10. Then after that, they played another divisional against Las Vegas. They swept them 4 straight. So now they're 4-10. Then they played interleague against Milwaukee, beat them 2 out of 3. So that makes them 6-11. And let's take you to this series. Game 1, Bruce Del Cannon, Arizona against Nelly Briles, having a really bad year for Portland. 4-0 shutout. Bruce Del Cannon with help from Daryl Knowles in this one. Basically, a 3-run homer by Hal Breeden pretty much decided the game. All right. Game 2 in Portland, and Portland did even it up. They won 6-2. Jerry Royce beats Bob Moose. Got a homer by Ron Bloomberg. Got a double by Bernie Carbo. Some bad defense. Terrible defense by Arizona. I mean, 0-10 was really 0-10. I mean, their defense is deplorable. I mean, give them some gloves or something. Or I don't know, eye black. Put some eye black on the cheeks. I don't know what it is. Day baseball in Arizona, who knows? But they got to figure the thing out. They're horrible. I mean, they have 6 fingers. They're terrible. So we go to Zona for game 3. It's Kirby Clay or Clay Kirby, he'll answer to either, versus Reggie Cleveland. And the Cleveland Steamers are rolling early. Arizona, a single, a double, 2 runs, then a single, walk, single. This offense is clicking 6-zip. Some shabby defense again, almost cost them late. A single, an error by a third baseman, an error by a third baseman. And if you're wondering, Arizona, to compound the problem at third base, they have 4 third basemen on the team. That's right. Steve Braun's a 4.37. John Knox, he's a 4.37. That's improved by Bruce Miller, who's a 4.37. And just to make it more amusing, old Bill Plummer, also known as Johnny Bench's backup sub-200 hitting catcher for most of the decade. Yep, old Bill Plummer's here in Arizona, and he's a 4.37 at third base. You might as well give him a shot. Anyway, it's a 7-4 victory. And then in game number 4, just play this one, which ignited the broadcast. Nelly Briles gets lit up again by Arizona. They're all over Nelly Briles. 10-3. Jeff Zahn for Arizona gets the win. Dave May, 2-run homer. He is on fire. He's the best player on that team. 10 runs on 17 hits. This is Nelly Briles' line. I mean, Nelly Briles is one of the top pitchers in the National League. 7 innings, 16 hits, and 9 runs. And Portland, who started the year 8-4 and in first place, with a winning record, seemed like it had the thing clinched with all the other teams below 500. Trails 3-1 in the series. So we got to take a peek at the standings, folks. And this is no joke. These guys have been on this bottom line for a long time. 0-10. They're 9-2 since then. And you see that little O right there? That's games behind. None. Because they're in first place. The team that started 0-10's in first. A half game ahead of Portland and Las Vegas and a full game ahead of Colorado. Fortunately, only one of these teams gets a playoff ticket for what that is worth. Sometimes there's a chance two of these teams can make it, but they're so horrible this year. 16 under 500 in the National League. That's because the National League is really good suddenly. The Phillies, the Reds, the Pirates, the Dodgers, and Giants are waxing teams in the National League. So we have no time for the Mountain Time Zone, except today. Arizona in a Game 5. But it's going to be difficult. It's going to be a rematch of the game Portland won. And that is Jerry Royce of Portland. 18-game winner for the Pirates in 75, a 2.54 ERA in 237 innings. If you're wondering how Portland ended up with him, expansion teams can't, the Pirates can't protect everybody. They had to protect the lefties Jim Rooker and John Candelaria, so they lost Jerry Royce. And going against another Pirate, Bob Moose for Arizona. Bob Moose, 12-game winner in 73 for the Pirates, 3.54 ERA in 201 innings. Why is he here? Well, it's for a really bad reason. It's for a tragic reason. That is, Bob Moose died as a young man before his 30th birthday, tragically. And so Arizona went out and got him to keep him on the roster until his time has come. Whereas the Pirates decided to hold on to Bruce Keeson, who we know pitches all the way into the early 1980s. Also, Bruce Keeson was on that World Series team of 1979 in Pittsburgh. So that's why these guys are where they're at. Portland, Arizona, and the folks in Arizona, can they believe this? Can they believe what's going on? I mean, they're 9-12. They're a terrible team. They can't catch a cold. But they might go to the playoffs, folks, which is nutso. Leading off for Portland, it's Bernie Carbo, 45 walks. Glenn Borgman, 36, he also walks. Ron Blomberg, 59, rolls to second. Runners move up for Robert Montgomery, 58, pops to first and with 2 outs. Tommy McCraw, 1-4, rolls to second base. Those are some nice bats Portland's got, but yeah, not doing well. Arizona leading off, second baseman Pedro Garcia Lorca, 55, second X. Mike Cubbage is a 3E37. You know, the fun thing about when you play these fictional expansion teams, or semi-fictional in the case of Arizona, it's nice to find these weird players that get led astray, weren't protected by the teams who they played for, and so they play with a big chip on their shoulder. So ultimately, you get competitive baseball, for better, or in this case, sometimes worse. Batting second, Bruce Miller. 2-5, rolls a short. And Hal Breeden, 2-6, rolls to third. Danny Cater, 49, 1-4, lines out. Mike Cubbage, 48, strikes out. Tommy A.G., hey, there's a guy who was a Miracle Met. Then he went to Toronto, helped them win. Then Portland went out and got him and said, hey, you're a good luck charm, but can you help us? It might be a little past his prime. He's a 222 hitter. He's just struck out. Bottom of 2, it's Dave May, 112, rolls a short. Merv Rittman, 311, pops out. And Stevie Ray Braun, 62, rolls to first. Top of the third, it's Art Ho. Art Howe. What the hell was that guy, the actor who played him in Moneyball? Oh, I forgot his name. Oh, for Pete's sakes. Wasn't he Lester Bangs in that other movie? Philip Seymour Hoffman. There you go. Whew. Oh, my brain just popped. I think I hurt my brain remembering that. Okay, I'm better now. All right, back up top to Bernie Carbo. 59, rolls a second. Glenn Borgman, 65. Second X. Second baseman is Pedro Garcia Lorca, 2E14, and he makes the play. Bottom of the third. Mike Vale, 39, is a K. Mike Hegan, 1-6, is a K. And Bill Plummer, 1-5, rolls to short. Dueling no-hitters and one perfecto on board as we go to the fourth. It's Ron Blomberg, 58, skies to center field. Robert Montgomery, 57, is our first hit. It's a single. Tom McCraw, 45, is a walk, 2 on for Danny Cater. 62, flies to shallow right field, and Mike Cubbage, 36, is a fly ball to center. Briskly moving, bottom of the fourth. Pedro Garcia Lorca, 45, dents the Royce column with triple on a 4. A 3-base hit, and there goes the no-nos. A triple for Pedro Garcia. It's Bruce Miller, 59, grounds the second. The run scores because they didn't bring the infield up because, well, I don't know. I could do it with first and third, maybe not third, and it's just one run, but who knows? That might be the game right there. Hal Breeden, 67, is a K. And Dave May, 33, pops to short. We go to the fifth. Tommy A.G., 1-9, is a fly ball to center. Art Ho, 56, skies to center field. And Bernie Carbonated Beverage, 33, rolls to short. That quickly. Bottom of the fifth. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Okay. You know, one of the reasons Arizona's had a hot streak is that we used to listen to the Flying Burrito Brothers when they were playing, and they started 0-10, and we changed the soundtrack to something, well, you can hear it, folks. Something different, we'll say. Bottom of the fifth. It'll be Merv Brittman, 58, flies left. Stevie Ray Braun, 2-6, base hit. Mike Vale, 57's a K, and with 2 outs. Mike Hegan, 44 off Royce, double 1-15, it's a base hit. They're on the corners with 2 outs for William Plummer. 2-7 is a pop to second base. 1 zip in the sixth. Glenn Borgman, 43. Pitcher X, the Moose. It's an E14. He makes the play. Ron Bloomberg, 1-5. Let's take a look at your American League's first designated hitter. That crazy, silly, one of the worst, I don't know, records. What do you call that? Just distinctions? Yeah. One of the dullest, most insignificant distinctions I can think of in baseball history is, the worst trivia, or the dumbest, or okay. I hate the trivia question, who was the first designated hitter? Because the answer is, of course, Ron Bloomberg, 1973 for the Yankees. Had a brilliant year, by the way. 329 average. He was tearing it up in 71 through 74, I believe. 12 home runs, 300 at-bats. I get all that. He's the first DH because they played a road game at Fenway Park, and he got the bat before Boston's DH, Orlando Cepeda, did. And that was the early game on opening day throughout MLB at that time. And so, yeah, that's the trivia question. After all that, Ron Bloomberg has a solo shot, and it's 1-1. Bob Montgomery, 5'10", center X. Dave Mays, a 2E10 and center, makes the catch. And it's Tommy McCraw, 46, 1-4, base hit. And Danny Cater, 36, homer, 1-2-8. Danny Cater, 2-run dinger, and it's 3-1 visitors. Mike Cubbage, 46, single 1-4, lines out. So that first single 1-4, extended the inning, then boom, 3-1. Is that enough for Jerry Royce? Bottom of the sixth. Pedro Garcia Lorca, 6'10", center X. AG's a 3-6 in center. Makes the catch. Bruce Miller, 39, walks. Tying run is Hal Breeden, 63, second X. Mike Cubbage, a 3E37 at second. It's an error. You know, Portland's no shakes with the gloves either. Expansion teams generally aren't great defensively. And why is that? One reason might be, if you're a 1, chances are it's hard to be a 1. And that Major League Baseball team, they're going to protect that. You know, if you're Larry Bow in the Phillies, you're getting protected. Bud Harrelson on the Mets, you're getting protected. Mark Belanger in Baltimore, David Concepcion, you know, Bobby Bonds, 1, Cesar Cedeno, 1. You know, all the 1s are going to get protected. That's why expansion teams have to survive defense if possible. 2 on, 1 out, and it's Dave May. 68 off Royce is a pop to third. And with 2 outs, it's Merv Rittman. 2-6 is a fly to center field. Jerry Royce has been the bright spot of a dismal Portland fade after a great start. They've been horrible lately. All right, 3-1. Top of the 7th. It's Tommy A.G. 46 is a K. Art Howell, 210, base hit. And they're going to improve their defense. Have Dave Rossello take over at short. And that's great. And pinch run. Bernie Carbo, 5'11", first C. Runner at second, 2 outs, or Glenn Borgman. 210's a base hit to left field. What is Rossello? He's a 12 runner. 12, 13, 14 against the Vail arm. He scores on the 6. Dave Rossello sighting. 4-1. Now you got Bloomberg. 1-4, flies the center. Bloomberg will exit. He doesn't need to play first anymore. The first baseman will be McCraw, who really actually is a first baseman, but he had to start in left field today. And trotting out in the left field would be Chet Lemon. Nice young player. And matter of fact, can we bring in Ted Martinez, too, with a 3-run lead? Because he's better defensively than, what's his name? Yeah, we can. Cater can DH, or Montgomery. Montgomery or Cater, one of these dudes has to come out. Take Montgomery out. Ted Martinez. There you go. All right. 4-1 game here in Arizona. Stretch time as we get to the bottom of the 7th inning. And we are enjoying something. We're enjoying this Zeppish. You know, it's kind of Zeppelin-esque. Well, it actually is Zeppelin. But, yeah, it's Zeppish. And actually, I put this playlist together. It's about 32 songs and 3 hours long. What I did was I went chronologically and took a song from every record. And then when that wasn't enough, I went back and took another song. Matter of fact, on the double LP Physical Graffiti, I took 4. Couldn't help myself. And for blanks and giggles, I added this song, Sacred Love by Bad Brains, to the mix, because that sounds more like Zeppelin than Zeppelin, as I like to joke. But yeah, sure. Interesting, because of course, you know, they're a British band, of course. So I thought to myself, you know, I hardly have any British music on this channel, because I'm trying to find acts associated with these home cities most of the time. And sometimes you got to swerve out of your lane to avoid that mongoose. And that's exactly what I did. And it has made Arizona play better. Okay, with that, Jerry Royce and his better defense come on the field, bottom of the 7th, for Arizona, leading off number 6 hitter. It's Stevie Ray Braun with his own brand of blues. 68, pops to third. Mike Vail, 67, strikes out. And Mike Hegan, 57, is a strikeout. Arizona cannot figure out Jerry Royce. They figured out most everybody else on this huge winning streak they've been on. 4-1 into the 8th. And we're going to pull Moose. He put 2 batters on in his breaking inning. Let's get a lefty in there. Let's get Daryl Knowles in there. See if we can stay within 3 runs. Daryl Knowles come out of the Arizona bullpen in 76. He was a Cub. 5-7, 2.88 ERA in 72 innings. My oh my, Cubs, you certainly could use a talented lefty like that. Oh well, as we like to say. He's not your property anymore. And it'll be Ted Martinez who came in for defense. 4-10, flies to right. Tommy McCraw. 1-6, homer 1-9. It is gone. Tommy McCraw, and with a solo shot, it's 5-1. Danny Cater, 2-7's a single. Mike Cubbage, 56 is a K. And with 2 outs, Tommy A.G. 47 pops to first. Well, Daryl Knowles goofed up the gopher ball. Now it's a 4-run game with 6 outs to get for Jerry Royce and company. It'll be number 9 hitter Bill Plummer. 2-3, rolls short. Back up top to Pedro Garcia Lorca. 35, flies to left. And with 2 outs, it's Bruce Miller. 35 is a base hit. Hal Breeden. 48 off of Royce is a walk. 2 on, 2 outs, breaking batter. Final batter for Royce, most likely a lefty, Dave May. 57 is a strikeout to end Jerry Royce's day with a 5-1 lead. He'll come out. We'll go to the 9th inning, and we'll go another pitching change. We'll go to Dick Bainey in the 9th, a righty now. For Arizona, he was with Cincinnati in 73 with a 2.90 ERA in 31 innings. Yep, 31 innings pitched. Hardly pitched. And that's where you get a lot of your extra player cards that make up the fringe roster spots on expansion teams. Dick Bainey, nice little card. It's Dave Ursello, first at bat after coming in as a pinch runner. 49 pops to short. Back up to Bernardo Carbo, as he was once called. 5'10", catcher's X. We got Plumbers a 3E13, mixed to play. And Glenn Borgman, 2.8, is another walk. He's got a million of them this year. And Chet Lemon, 47's a strikeout. All right, bottom of the 9th of a 5-1 game. Portland would, well, they'd move a half game into first place. What that's worth. And we're going to go to Portland's closer, Ray Sadecki. He's also a lefty. It's a situation where following up a lefty with another lefty, because this team's not hitting lefties very well, and you've got John Knox, a 300 hitter, on the bench, and Ed Herman's power hitting, left-handed hitting catcher, so they're going to continue with a lefty. Ray Sadecki, he had a nice set. He was pretty good in the 70s for a few teams, including the New York Mets. In 1974, 8-8, 3.41 ERA in 103 innings. He's technically the closer, but really this team is bullpen by committee. So he will, non-safe situation, try and get the 3 outs in the 9th. It'll begin with number 5 hitter, Merv Retman. 2-2 flies to left field. Stevie Ray Braun. 1-5 grounds to second base, and with 2 outs, Mike Vail, 48, double 118's a base hit. Now you got Mike Hegan. 59 is a pop to short, and that'll do that. So much for Arizona being in first place. They no longer are. They could not go into the All-Star break in first place in front of the home fans. But all they need to do is win the next game, Game 6, and they'd be a half game ahead at the All-Star break. They have to win that in Portland. If they lose that one, they could still win the series in Game 7 in Portland, but they'd be a half game back. But, yeah, for all those patiently doing the math in the highly contested Mountain Time Zone division, I know you're all on the edge of your seat trying to figure that one out. Yeah, Bob Moose is the losing pitcher today. Jerry Royce is the winner. We will have the box after the break. and the result of Game 6 and Game 7 if necessary. So stick around. All right, folks, here's the box score of Game 5 that you just saw. Portland winning 5-1. Jerry Royce, magnificent. 8 innings, 4 hits, a run. Moose, the long ball got him. And again, that one long ball came after a single 1-4 was extended the inning. So a tough loss for Arizona. They leave Joshua Tree. They fly to Portland, still trying to win the series and still trying to be in first place. I'll show you Game 6 in Portland. This one, Ray Corbin against Bruce Delcantonu threw a shutout the first time out. Delcan's not as good this time. 7 innings, 9 hits, 4 runs allowed. Tom Johnson also got roughed up. It really isn't. It's a case of one guy. Bob Montgomery just said, I'm going to take control over Portland's season. A 3-run homer in the 3rd and a grand slam in the 7th. Bob Montgomery, 3 for 4, 2 homers, 7 RBIs, and an 8-2 win. One guy took the bull by the horns. Series all tied up 3 apiece, which means Arizona cannot be in first, though they can still win the series and get within a half a game. In a Game 7, and indeed, Arizona wins the series. So Reggie Cleveland beats Clay Kirby for the 2nd time. They also, Arizona, beat Nellie Briles twice. Portland won the other 3 games behind Jerry Royce and one start by Ray Corbin. But this one is 8-5, all in the middle innings here. A homer by Stevie Ray Braun, a homer by Hal Breeden, a bunch of walks. Matter of fact, Portland walked 9 times in this game. Reggie Cleveland, 6 innings, 1-run ball, then he was pulled with a 8-1 lead so that the bullpen could close it out. But Terrell Knowles has been making things way too interesting this year. 4 runs off of him in the 7th made it 8-5, so they brought in the closer in the 8th, got the final 4 outs. Arizona had to sweat it out, not just bad defense, but also kind of bad relief pitching as well. Yes, Arizona wins the series, 4 games to 3, by winning Game 7, 8-5. So what does that all mean? Well, here's your current snapshot in this division. Portland is, still in first place. A half game ahead of Vegas and Arizona. Game back is Colorado. One of these horrible teams will go to the playoffs, but only one, because there's so much of a gap in winning percentage everywhere else. The wild card teams, that you got the Dodgers, you got the Pirates, the Reds, Giants. You still got Atlanta in here somewhere. You got the Cardinals playing pretty good ball. So we're not going to get a couple wild cards. That's the good news for the National League. So let's take a look at some stats for these squads while we got them. What do we got here? What do we have between Arizona and Portland? Portland's in first still. What do we got with these guys? Jerry Royce is 5-3. Nellie Briles is 0-5. Okay, well, that's that happens. But he's given up 35 runs in 44 innings. He's given up 72 hits in 44 innings. He's been atrocious. I mean, you can't come up with a description for that, really. Ron Bloomberg, the DH, 6 for 20. 6 homers, 20 RBIs in 27 games. Bob Montgomery with 9 home runs and 23 RBIs. One of those dudes will be in the All-Star game, you'd think, or Jerry Royce. How about Arizona? Still a great story. Let's take 10 losses off this record. They're 10-14. So they're 10-4, good buddy. After the 0-10 start, they're hitting .266 with a .489 ERA. How many unearned runs have they given up? Oh, a bunch. So they have scored 105 runs, given up 130. Makes sense. Only 114 of those are earned. Ugh. Awful. Ordinary, non-spectacular pitching in general. Let's move on. Hal Breeden, 9 homers and 23 RBIs. Dave May, 6 homers and 21 RBIs for the team. Leading hits, Mike Vale's 33 for 94. Always a good swinger. Mike Vail, a nice career with the Cubs and the Mets in the mid to late 70s. 351. 20 walks for Merv Retman. How many walks does Glenn Borgman have for Portland? Glenn Borgman, the 200 hitting catcher. He's 12 for 84. Okay, he's hitting 143. He's got 33 walks. So what's old Glenn Borgman's on base percentage? 45 for 127. 354. That's fine. That's a outstanding on base percentage for a 1-something hitting catcher. So yeah, there's that. Also, let's see. We got 381 games clocked in here. We're hitting 264 and a 382 ERA. These numbers have plummeted throughout the year. The year of the pitcher. And what is still a surprise, because 72 cards are gone, 76 cards have been added, and it would suggest the 72 had more offense than 76, though I thought 72 was a dull year hitting. And the advent of the designated hitter in 73 would bring more offense to our league. It has not happened. It's been the year of the pitcher. And, yep, that's our story. So probably for the first and only time you'll hear me say this year, break up your Arizona Diamondbacks. The 0-10 Wonder Kids. 10-4, good buddy. They win the series, 4 games to 3. We'll see you next time.